welcome to this Money Monday edition of Liquid Lunch on Newsmax TV. I'm John Tobacco. We are coming to you on this Money Monday from Midtown Manhattan, high atop Bryant Park at the Newsmax headquarters. And as usual, to start the week, it's Money Monday, and we go downtown to the New York Stock Exchange, where the market is in the green. Frank may say it's in the black, but it's a good day, and it's a green Monday for the New York Stock Exchange, up 300 points, shaking off some of the fears from last week about a possible recession. All growth indicators that are fundamental things say that we're not looking at a recession. The left-wing media and others want to point us in the direction of, oh my God, there may be a recession, when there's not. Donald Trump had his key advisors take to the Sunday shows yesterday. Peter Navarro was out there, and also Larry Kudlow was out there talking about how money is flowing into America because the global economy is so bad, and we're doing as good as ever. One of the things the left thinks is that if they can talk down the economy and scare people into recession, it may help their 2020 election hopes to take down Donald Trump. And the Bitcoin market is looking well for this Money Monday, as Bitcoin is up $400 at about 10,700, and we're always looking up on a Monday when Frank Morano joins me, my co-host, managing editor of Liquid Lunch. Frank, happy Monday afternoon in the East.
Well, thank you very much, John. Happy Monday to you. Always a big holiday for you. Money Monday is. My apologies to the audience for my attire. But if you're in New York, you know exactly what I'm talking about. You step outside, it's 9,000 degrees. That's adjusted with the heat index. It's not literally 9,000 degrees, but with the humidity, it feels like 9,000 degrees. So this is a day where you're supposed to be at the beach. If you're not working right now, you should be at the beach. And you know what? You can watch Liquid Lunch at the beach on your mobile phone. I've done it. You can go to newsmaxtv.com. It's great. So if I can't be at the beach, I'm at least going to be at the beach in my brain. But one, by the way, quick shout out to our least loyal viewer, my fiancée, Rachel O'Brien, who never watches this show. You know why? Because she's usually working, but she's unable to do so because she's homesick. So, honey, I love you. Hopefully we'll be home soon. But none of those things are what I'm speaking, frankly, about. So on Thursday and Friday, we covered at length on this program the drama surrounding Rashida Tlaib and Ilhan Omar. Now, I don't even enjoy commenting on these women because they're two ordinary members of Congress, just like the 533 other plain old ordinary members of Congress. And by propping her up, conservative media outlets have made these women such a bigger deal than they actually are. Let me catch you up in 10 seconds. She said she wanted to go to the West Bank. They told her no. Then she said, oh, please, I really want to see my 90-year-old grandmother. Then they said, okay, you can go see her. And then she said, actually, no, I don't want to see my 90-year-old grandmother. That's where we are. So one of the people that commented on this was somebody not considered a conservative by any means, HBO's Bill Maher. This is what Bill Maher said Friday night.
It's a bullshit purity test. BDS is a bullshit purity test by people who want to appear woke but actually slept through history class.
So that's what Bill Maher said. And because of what Bill Maher said, Rashida Tlaib is now calling for a boycott. A boycott of Bill Maher and his show. Now, Bill Maher says a lot of things that I don't agree with. He says a lot of things I don't find particularly funny. You know what I do when he does that? I change the channel. Or I don't watch the show to begin with. This notion, whether it's Tucker Carlson on the right or Bill Maher on the left, that we're going to create the proper conversation through boycotts is idiotic. She is doing, Tlaib, the very same thing that she's accusing the government of Israel of. She's being closed-minded. You don't like Bill Maher? Don't watch him. You don't think he expresses the BDS movement's objectives properly? Find a TV show that does. But don't ruin it for everybody else that wants to watch it. This whole notion of boycotts is un-American. We should be in the marketplace of ideas. You think the BDS movement is so great? Go on TV and explain why. John, I can't wait for people to start boycotting us for our views on tequila.
Yeah, I wouldn't mind being boycotted by Rashida Tlaib. I mean, we've said much worse things than Bill Maher did.
Well,
why doesn't she boycott us?
You're right. You're campaigning for a boycott?
Yeah, I mean, what the heck? I mean, at least it'll show our audience, where we stand. If, she's the ultimate hater, the way I'm saying it.
I can't get into these boycotts.
I'm with you.
People
I'm
are
with you.
boycotting,
I'm
change
boycotting
the channel.
Nike.
That's the solution.
Yeah, I'm boycotting
change the channel.
Nike.
Don't change the channel.
That's for sure.
But change the channel.
I know a little later on in the show we're going to talk about, how many CEOs are saying that profitability isn't the main thing, and they're getting into activism with their corporate policy.
Yes.
And I think Nike started that trend. We're going to talk about Colin Kaepernick and all that good stuff. And today we have a blockbuster politics panel, and we mix it up every day. We bring on a Democrat and a Republican. We call them the Purple People. I shake up a drink, pour out some topics, and a Democrat and a Republican mix it up. And today we have Walter Bragman, investigative journalist, independent journalist, and also holds a law degree, and Jaden Horn on the right, talking about all the things you want to know about guns, Biden, and all that good stuff. But speaking of Biden, Frankie, I was down in Delaware this weekend. Went to a baseball tournament with my son Johnny. First state, Delaware, and the Staten Island Orioles and a whole bunch of teams from Staten were down there. The Titans. I've seen a lot of our fellow New Yorkers down there, and I was struck by. Of course, there was a lot of teams from Delaware, and I want to congratulate all the Orioles teams and the Titans teams. They did well, held up like gentlemen. Parents were fantastic. But I thought there was some unique perspective. Yeah, there was a unique perspective
it's Joe
there
Biden's
because there
home
were
state.
a lot of people from Delaware, teams from Delaware.
Yeah.
And, I was talking to people about their political, and there were, an overwhelming amount of them that were not for Trump. But when I talked to them a little, get to know them, when I said, well, who do you think will win if it winds up Trump? And even though they're for Biden, they felt like Trump was going to whoop them. Like Biden, they know him best, and he's got a glass jaw. They don't think he'll stand up.
You know what, though? I'm very skeptical of just taking the word of random people on the street who happen to be at a Little League game. Well, what insight do they have?
They're from the state of Delaware.
That's true.
They've been watching Joe Biden perform for 40 years now as an elected official.
That's true.
And, some were all for Joe. Hey, I hope he takes down Trump. But the thing I did want to point out to you when we talk about, mixing it up and the Purple People was there were people of all different political persuasion. You're around all these different parents all weekend long. And, people know I'm for Trump. Other people know they're not for Trump. Yeah. And the guy I'm talking to is totally against Trump. And we're chatting between innings. And then his son makes a phenomenal catch against my son's team. And you know what we do as people? We high five each other.
Oh, that's nice.
You know what I'm saying? So there's some transcendence in sports and families, and there's made me feel like there are purple people.
You didn't root for a recession so that your son could win the Little League.
No, I did not.
That's very big of you.
I did not.
And I want to praise the state of Delaware and congratulate them for becoming not only the first state, but the first state in the country to have a full no-kill shelter policy. So if you're an animal in Delaware, even if no one adopts you, no one is going to murder you. So no other state in the country has this policy. I'm a big animal lover. I think that's a great thing. I don't know that it's practical in other places that have a broader population, but this is something that I think other states can aspire to. And I will tell you this, John, you and I were text messaging yesterday. I was a little inebriated at the time, but from what I recall, you were texting about the state of Delaware, and your autocorrect, because you were driving, you really shouldn't be texting while driving, actually made it declare yourself. So you wrote to me, I'm driving back from declare yourself, and I'll text you when I'm finished driving. Now, I think that is such a better name for a state than Delaware. I mean, Delaware has a very poor reputation. Delaware, aside from the fact that they were the first state and they have this no-kill shelter policy, they gave us Joe Biden. They were a slave state. They had slavery down there. I think it's time. They need a reputation rebranding. Remember when South Central LA changed their name? Remember when I think it was Oakwood, New Jersey, or they changed their name? They need a rebranding as Declare Yourself. That's how Lady Gaga got her name. Somebody was texting about Radio Gaga, the Queen song, and it accidentally came out Lady Gaga. Look what worked for her.
She adopted it.
So I would love to hear from the people in Delaware. Wouldn't you rather be called Declare Yourself? I mean,
I like it.
It's catchy.
Not horrible.
Think about the shirts.
We probably have greater movements to be at the forefront of than changing the name to Declare Yourself.
No, think about it.
But I
Look,
do like it.
Get a postcard from Wilmington. Declare Yourself.
Hold on. We have just in. We have a clip from Delaware.
Hawaii, Mukalakahiki. Come on, you want to lay me? Pass the point, mahalo. Gung, chicka, gung, chicka, gung.
Or say you want to go to Texas. Howdy, partners.
Or imagine being able to be magically whisked away to Delaware. Hi, I'm in Delaware.
That's how it is over there. What are you going to do? What are you clinging to in Wilmington?
I'll tell you.
Declare yourself.
One of the umpires must have heard that I was a Trump fan and he was a Hillary fan because there was some horrible hometown calls going on. But
wow,
it happens. The kids had fun. It was a joyous time. Everyone was represented well. But Delaware was kind of nice, Frank. It's really a small town USA.
Yeah.
You know, you got a little hotel, motel, like bed and breakfast. Then you got the town square with the courthouse, and then right across the street you got Vinny's Bail Bonds.
Well, with a
I'm
nod,
not kidding. It was crazy.
With a nod to my friend and colleague Joe Piscopo, I was in Delaware once.
Well, hopefully I'll be back for more baseball because it was great baseball. But also coming up a little later on, Frank, we have Dr. Akil Akhtar, and he's going to be talking to us about disease prevention and CBD oils.
He is one of the greatest cancer experts in the whole country. We're lucky to have him. There was a guest that I tried to get on today, and I asked, well, can you come on via Skype? Because there's a real expert in trade and tariffs. And he said, no, I'm actually having cancer surgery. So we need to do away with cancer, or at least help people get the treatment that they need. So for no other reason than we can have the best guests that we can handle.
Absolutely. And CBD oil is the new big thing, and we'll be breaking all that more. We're going to mix it up with Walker Bragman and Jaden Horn right after this. Stay tuned to Liquid Lunch.